Attention. The upcoming video is only JD's opinion. If you disagree with what is discussed, ease your anguish with a pack of Fig Newtons and Capri Suns. Thank you. Hey guys, and welcome. I have with me one iCrash Weekly, Stevens Motorsports, and Mrs. Stevens Motorsports, and Eric for this top 5 disliked ovals. Remember, this is just my opinion. You can hate me for it if you want. That's fine. I'm a man. I can take it. If you don't agree with it, tell me why, and maybe I can learn something. But let's get into it. First of all, let's bring in the guys. So, you guys, in my opinion, were a big hit for the last top 5 that we did, which I believe was favorite ovals, if my 2-second memory is any good. So, naturally, we have to do the top 5 least favorite ovals, and people are starting to ask me when am I going to do it again, so here we are. And I want to just go on record and say that I don't actually hate any of these tracks, except for maybe one. But we're gonna have some fun with it. That's why I put disliked instead of hate. So number 5, I actually put New Hampshire on.
I would agree. Hold on, hear me out on this one. This track was fun as hell in any of the NASCAR games prior to like 2001.
In what way? Why though?
Because it was a new track back then. Now we're 30 years on with this track. It needs a repave. It's rough. It's bumpy. You can't get the next gen car to handle on it worth a bean. And I'm probably going to offend some people, but there's probably some people watching this video that can't drive it. Quite honestly,
I'm offended because I can't drive it. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. Seriously, it's not bad. It's just the flatness of it. I just can't ever. I'm slow like 2 seconds every time.
Personally, New Hampshire's one of my favorites.
Really? Why?
See,
Why?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Look who's talking. It's Eric. We should know this.
No. I respect Eric.
Everyone is allowed to have their own opinion.
Yes.
But his is wrong.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with it. It's just, I'm insane.
Okay.
We know this.
I do not like New Hampshire. I used to, just like AJ, I used to love it. And it's in desperate need of a repave and possibly a reconfiguration.
I've been down dirt roads that are smoother than New Hampshire.
I think if it was just maybe 5 degrees steeper in the corners,
A repave was a good point.
it'd be so much better.
Now I will go ahead and concede defeat and say, yeah, it's an old, outdated track. It is bumpy. I love the layout of it. I love, that it is flat like it is. Cause it's an oval that races like a road course, much like Martinsville. And it's a technical track, but like you've all said, it desperately needs a repave.
It's also a very basic track.
I agree. Great points. So, number 4. And this might be a little counterintuitive to what the type of track I normally like, but I'm going to put Chicagoland on there.
Thank God it's off the NASCAR schedule.
Yeah, I mean, it's just bland to me. I'd see it on there, and it just feels like filler. Nothing.
There's not a lot of excitement with it.
Why though? Why is it boring?
It's because it's a cookie cutter track, and it's one that they added after you had established cookie cutter tracks. That's why the attendance sucked.
I agree. Like AJ said, it's a cookie cutter track, and it's not one of the good ones.
But explain this. Some of my favorite tracks and fan favorites are Atlanta and Charlotte.
Right, but here's the thing with Chicagoland, much like Kansas Superspeedway, it's got a really funky surface. It doesn't have a lot of grip.
It chews up tires.
You can't charge the corners like you would think you would be able to at this kind of track.
I see that.
The only time that I ever like running Chicagoland is in the trucks. Okay?
Yes.
Because with the trucks, you can kind of get away with flat out there. If you do it right, you can get away with flat out there.
Without using the tires.
That's hard, though.
Right. It's hard. It's very hard. But again, the track eats tires.
I noticed that. We ran the NIS there, AJ, remember a few months back.
Yeah.
I was like, golly, I actually am going to run out of tires. Well, now we are going to get into what I call the really big stinkers that I actually am starting to get into territory to say, I don't like these.
Well,
And-
let's just keep this in mind. That's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, seriously. So number 3 is Oxford Plains.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a circle. There's 2 main reasons I don't like it. One, because it's a circle, it feels like it's too hard to get any type of run on anyone.
Is that the one that they run the 34 Legends around a lot?
Yes.
Yes. It's a
Okay,
jump track.
okay.
And they,
Yeah.
it's hard to get a run on anyone. It's killer on your arms because I swear you're just turning the entire time, and you can fall off the track and hit all these haystacks everywhere and flip your car. I mean, clean
Now-
up the place.
That is one of the first tracks that I ever got a win at in the 34 coupes.
Really, you won there?
I've got a couple wins there in the coupes.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how.
I
That's
came close.
It's a very misleading track because if you get on what is considered the straightaway, which is literally the size of a pack of gum, and if you get on this straightaway and you're just a little too far right, guess where you're going?
Oh, yeah.
Out to the
bye bye.
Off into the field somewhere.
Off into the fields and forgotten about. I bet you there's a pile of dead cars out there somewhere. Just rusting away. But yeah, it's, to me, I just can't. I tried it in the very, very beginning. I think one of my first 3 races, I took the Legends out there, and I just was like, what is this? Ugh. Yuck. I hate it.
It could be so much better if they got rid of if they put a wall. If they put a wall around the outside of what the actual track is supposed to be, it could be so much better.
Get rid of the death hay. That's what I want.
It's not
I
hay,
am-
it's dirt.
Well, it looks like
I
hay
have
to
not-
me.
I have not raced at that place since I got out of rookies.
Number 2, and this one might be a little bit of a shocker for some people, is Irwindale, the oval, the big oval. I know they have like a smaller oval too, and they got the figure eights, but that main oval there is one of the most confusing ovals I've ever seen. It seems like right in between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right at the tip, you have to slow down, and then then they just take off. I can't explain it. That's the only way I can describe it. And you have to. It seems like the best line is just riding the outside, just Kyle Larsoning it everywhere. Just a very awkward track.
I've never actually done an official race there outside of the figure eights.
I was
So
gonna say I have never done one there either.
I've done one in ARCA and said nope.
Yeah, I took the late models out there one time, and I don't think I'll ever be back. I mean, maybe just if they're, just to say I raced it, but
Oh no, I do take that back. I did race at Irwindale in late models a few months ago. It was kind of fun, but it didn't stand out to me.
no, it really feels very blah.
Yeah.
But speaking of blah, we're gonna get into the dishonorable mentions because this is a disliked video. So the dishonorable mentions, the first one is going to be Nashville Superspeedway, kind of the same way as Chicagoland is. It just feels very blah to me. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't dislike it as much as Chicagoland, but
It's still cookie cutter, deceiving, not very fun, not very fast.
I like Nashville. I got my only ARCA wins at Nashville.
wow. And part of it is in my own mind too, because when I see Nashville Speedway or Super Speedway, I'm like, oh, Nashville Fairground. Oh, it's not the fairgrounds, because I love the fairgrounds. And
My only problem with Nashville Super Speedway is that it's not actually a super speedway. Why
It's
are
not.
you calling it a super speedway?
yeah, it's very misleading. I don't get that. That's false advertising. But it's not. And the thing is, I love cookie cutters, but like those two, Nashville Super Speedway and Chicagoland, I don't like them, and they just seem boring to me. But nothing against you if you like it, but I just don't like it. Okay, the other dishonorable mention is going to be, and this one hurts a little bit to put on there, but it's going to be South Boston. And it hurts because I got my second win ever there in the street stocks. But I swear, if there's a track that's the poster child of diving it in and nowhere to go, that track gets clogged as bad as the LA Coliseum.
I've never had a problem there. I like running there, but I mean, I'm not gonna go sign up for a race if I, see it because I got a race there. But
yeah, I like the track. It's just it gets clogged so much and people dive bomb like crazy. Every race I've ever had there has been caution fests. I mean, the only reason I won the race there in the street stocks way back when was because people were wrecking everywhere, and I just happened to get through it somehow.
As a short track enthusiast, I've never really enjoyed South Boston. I could do without it.
That's a good way to put it. I could do without it.
That being said, I have one there in the 34 Coupes as well.
So this may be like a totally big shocker. Nobody's ever going to see this coming in a million years. I swear, you're going to be so surprised you're never going to see it coming. But number one is going to be it's going to be Texas. No, it's Talladega. It's definitely Talladega.
Arby's. We've got beef, motherfuckers.
Someone was ready with the button.
get out of here! Get out of here! You have to be kidding me, JD. World's worst #1 for a worst track ever.
I love
that.
that
Has a win there, and it still is most
still,
hated track.
It's still my most hated track.
I thought this wasn't hate; it was just dislike.
No, let me have it. I don't.
Hate.
You don't.
That's hate.
You do not. You will not hurt my feelings one bit. Yes, I have noticed since I got the win there, the races were like, it was a different feeling. I would go there.
Off.
It was like a pressureless race. But guess what? It still sucks. It's still mayhem. It's still a crapshoot. I mean, I might as well go to the gas station, get $100 worth of scratch-off tickets, and just see if I'm going to win that.
You know what it sounds like to me? And maybe the viewers can correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like JD McHaley doesn't know how to race Talladega.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do not.
I did. I did.
Okay,
I just
so
did.
if I don't know how, what am I doing wrong?
Well, I mean,
You need
judging
to be
by the
more
amount of
aggressive.
times you've gotten wrecked at Talladega, to cause the issue that you hate Talladega, you have to be one with Talladega to be good at Talladega. By that, I mean,
Oh,
you
God.
have to know where to race it. You're not. I'm sorry, but if you're surviving at Talladega, you are not running the high side. It's not going to
But
happen.
the high side is where death is.
That's why I said you're
That's what
not
he's
running
saying.
it. You don't want to run it whatsoever.
I want to race there. Go out there and race so bad. But I know that if I try to do that, there'll be blocks thrown. I mean, look, you know what happens on the first couple laps? They block like crazy. They race like it's the last lap. I want no part of that. And because of that, it's like the same mentality I have to have on turn 1 at a bottom split road course. Like, I just gotta let them wipe each other out, and maybe I'll have a shot at the finish.
Yes,
it's like
you
I
have to
can't.
prepare for instant death at any moment. Head on a swivel.
I just hate it. I hate it. I hate the way it makes me feel. I hate that when you race there, it always feels like it's so hot out there. There's no trees. Where's the natural shade?
I mean, there's no trees because there's a big ass 3-mile stadium.
Now, JD, I mean, I have come to love it. I love Talladega. I love Daytona. I love Super Speedway racing.
You're like.
And the thing that I love about it is it takes a special. Everybody says Super Speedway race is easy. I would say it's probably one of the hardest, and here's why. It takes wreck avoidance. It takes skill to not overdrive, and it takes determination to make sure you're there at the end of the race. Period.
It takes a different kind of skill, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's a very different kind. You got to be able to read it. It's like poker. You got to be able to read the drivers.
Yes. You got to be able to see the air coming off the fender too.
Well, I'll tell you what. The next time the 87s or whatever goes to Talladega, I will do my best to look at it with a different point of view. But I am still so thrilled that I finally got a win there. But look, in order for that win to happen, I had to have a lot of help. I mean, I had Tom tying up a bunch of the good racers. I had Crash pushing me the whole way. I had you spotting for me. I had Corn and a bunch of other y'all, and they're just cheering me on, kind of, you know. So it's like there's a bunch of things went right just for me to get one win there. And then you got guys like Joe who win there. I swear he won there at least twice in one day, but I swear it was a third time. But he says it wasn't. But I swear
know it was twice because I coached him to one.
I just it's a special kind of place that makes me feel very anxious, and yeah, it's still number one. I still hate it. I probably will always hate it. But here's the thing. I've never been to a NASCAR race. I gotta go there. So that was a lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to be a part of this and to criticize me. I welcome it. If you guys think that I posted a track on here that you love, hate me for it. Yell at me. I'm good. Tell me why I'm wrong. I don't mind. Let's get some discussion going. Maybe I'm missing something. And if you're one of those folks out there like AJ who just love Talladega, tell me why. And maybe I can learn a little something. I appreciate you guys. And Robin?
Yes?
Aren't you gonna say it?
Oh, see you later, Figgies.
Thank you.
You're welcome.